Her eyes got closed in fear. She tried to cover her stomach with her hand, but she didn't felt any pain, and a laugh echoed in her house and she opened her eyes slightly. It's so good seeing my dear brother's wife crying in front of me, he smirked while leaving a deep breath. But what if you do with your child? I don't want you to. You have to live with me so I can get your father's property. Your life will come out soon. Really? How? Last year Sunjay died while escaping from prison. So who will suspect I'm not Taehyung but Sunjay? Or who will expose me? You or your husband? One glared him with a teary eyes. Anyway, Jihoon immediately came inside. Yes, boss? Call a doctor for... He spoke while looking straight into one's eyes, and her eyes widened after hearing that. No, please don't do that. And tie her. She's very fast in running. Okay, boss. Jihoon brought a rope, and Sunjay went towards his bedroom. Jihoon tied one and she ended up crying silently. Take her in a room, he said her while looking at in Jihoon's hand. Jihoon nodded and started untying Wine. Suddenly Wine pushed away Jihoon and pointed a "Don't come near me." Sunjay left on table early, which she took and hid in her hand. What are you doing? Don't come near me. Sunjay sighed. Your try is useless. She didn't say anything. She just wanted to save herself and her child anyhow. Sunjay sighed loudly and moved towards her. She moved back while saying, Don't. You are just increasing my anger. He took a last step and snatched the knife from her, and he raised his hand to slap her, but a gunshot echoed, followed by another. Jihoon's and Sunjay's knife fell on ground. Everyone turned to a door, and Sunjay's eyes widened while Wine's tears started falling. Taehyung. A cracking whisper left her mouth, and she made an eye contact with him. You are alive, can't you see? We never thought you can do such a thing. Sunjay scoffed while rolling his eyes and tried to take come from floor, but police him in his hand. Don't move, catch them. Other police went to catch Sunjay and Jihoon, while Taehyung started walking towards Wine, but Sunjay immediately grabbed from floor and pulled the Wine towards him while pointing that on her. Everyone's eyes widened. Sunjay, no, please. One wrong move and your lovely wife and your unborn child will take last. Taehyung gulped in fear while Sunjay dragged on Wine's neck. She hissed in pain when the knife made bruise on her neck. Sunjay, leave her. Please, son, leave her. Wow, now you remember I'm your son. But where were you when police caught me and I begged you to save me, huh? Mrs. Kim didn't say anything and bit her lower lip. Leave her. We can talk calmly and I will give you whatever you want. And police will also not do anything with you. Am I looking like a fool? No, father, I'm not a fool. And yes, I will get whatever I want, but for now, I'm leaving. Bye. He started dragging Wine. Taehyung, he will hurt our baby. She cried. She was very scared. Taehyung's fist clenched. Sunjay, leave my child. I will give you my whole property. Sunjay smiled. That's what he wanted, her whole property. He grabbed Wine's hair and pulled tightly. She screamed in pain. Sunjay, you will regret it. My brother's father-in-law. Make your properties paper on my name and come to take your daughter. And you too, Mr. Kim Taehyung. signed everything on my name. I will, leave her please, he begged. One's condition were worse and he can't see his child like that. Not now. Move away from door. Sunjay, you are doing very wrong. Sunjay ignored police and started dragging Wine out of house. Don't come behind me if you don't want to see her parted from her body. Please, do something. Police went out behind Sunjay. Then took a deep breath and grabbed the gun from floor and went out from other door. Go back. He growled and dug a little in her neck. She groaned in pain. Don't. Please don't hurt her. We are going. He looked at others. Lisa and everyone started walking inside. Your husband didn't even came out to say bye to you. How bad husband he is. He started tracking her towards parking area. Don't you dare to move. He shut the door and ran other side to sit on driving seat, but a gunshot echoed and he fell on ground while groaning in pain. He cursed, seeing the person. It was Taehyung. He shook Sunjay in his leg. Taehyung immediately ran to a car and opened car's door. In his breath, he takes seeing one unconscious. Hey, Wine. He tapped on her cheeks. Others too came in parking area after hearing shot. Taehyung lift Wine and bring her out of car. What happened to her? He didn't say anything and ran to his house. Others too followed him while police caught Sanjay. Wine opened her eyes slightly and she immediately sat on bed while hugging blanket. Sweat started forming on her forehead and she gulped. Hey, he was all lying beside her. Calm down, everything is fine. Taehyung. She immediately hugged him and burst in tears. I missed you. He didn't say anything and hugged her more tightly. They stayed like that in silence for some time. Wine broke the hug and faced him. His tears were also falling. He got very scared. What if they couldn't come on time? You okay? You know how much scared I got after seeing you there in hospital. He cupped her cheek while wiping her tears and nodded his head slightly. You are so brave. I'm proud of you. He pulled her in his embrace and she left a deep sigh. She was feeling relief. When did you gain consciousness? Few hours ago. She snuggled her face in his chest. Did he hurt you? She nodded her head slightly while remembering those days when Sunjay was treating her like shit. From 2 months, Taehyung dug his teeth in his lower lip while his heart clenched. I'm sorry, he took out his hatred on you, but you should have complained about it or talked to our parents. She shook her head. Don't say sorry, it's not your fault, and in starting, I thought you were going through something worse. That's why suddenly you start taking out your anger and frustration on me. She sobbed and he kissed her back. Still, you should have talked about that. It was not something normal. You were facing... She didn't say anything and she knew she is at fault. She should have immediately talked about Sanjay's behavior. Then he might be caught earlier. Fearing is wrong thing. When did you know about your pregnancy? Last week. She broke the hug and faced him. My 2nd month is going to over. His eyes slightly widened. What? He put his hand on her stomach immediately. It must have grown big. There was a different emotion on his face. Taehyung and Wine wanted a child from so long, but Wine was not able to conceive child, even though her medical reports were fine. Are you happy? He nodded and hugged her. So much. I love you. Wine. She immediately stand up from couch and rushed towards Wine. You okay? Wine nodded her head slightly and her mom hugged her. We were so scared. Mrs. Kim too went towards Wine. I'm sorry, Wine, for whatever you faced. Wine broke the hug and looked at Mrs. Kim. It's not your fault, Mom. Mrs. Kim kissed Wine's cheek. You must have faced a lot. Did you drop Taehyung's ID in hospital? She nodded her head slightly. You did great by doing that. We are proud of you. Wine smiled a little. She stole Taehyung's ID from Sunjae and she dropped that in hospital so someone can take that and identify Taehyung. And that's what happened. A nurse saw Taehyung's ID and she immediately informed Taehyung's parents about Taehyung being in hospital from past 2 months. Taehyung's parents were shocked, but they immediately left Seoul with Wan's parents. Sunjae didn't went in front of his parents in 2 months. That's why they didn't know about him living Taehyung's life. Thank God everything is fine. By the way, what happened with you? What that man did with you? I was going back Seoul after seeing a land for our new factory and a truck hit my car. I don't know anything after that. He became crazy. I'm sorry, Iba. It's our fault. We couldn't make him a good person. He sighed. Taehyung was a weak child when he born, so Mr. and Mrs. Kim always focus on Taehyung more, and it bothered Sunjae, his twin brother. He started getting aggressive from very young age, and when he was in 4th standard, he beat a boy and that boy got hospitalized. Mr. Kim got angry and punished Sunjae, but nothing changed. His aggressiveness started getting worse day by day. Mr. Kim got tired of him and sent him in boarding school. Mr. Kim thought he will get better, but opposite happened, and in very young age, he started getting involved in criminal activity. Mr. Kim got very angry and abandoned him. He broke his old tie with Sunjae many years ago. Dad, let's forget whatever happened. Mr. Kim didn't say anything as he was feeling guilty. I want to go home. I'm feeling suffocating here. Let's go. A maid opened door after hearing doorbell and her eyes widened after seeing wine. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Kim. Siba, she was looking scared. What happened to you? Why are you scared? She was scared of him. I'm sorry, Mr. Kim. I didn't mean to fool you. I just wanted to help Mrs. Kim in going hospital. She lowered her head and then sighed. It's okay. Don't say sorry and bring a tea for me. He was talking calmly, which surprised Aeon, and she took a glass of wine and a lemon water for me. Wine gave her a little smile. Aeon blinked and walked away while taking a last glance of Taehyung. Taehyung sighed loudly and looked at Wine. Let's go upstairs. She nodded her head. Taehyung came out of washroom after taking a shower and saw Wine sleeping. He took a deep breath and went towards her with slow steps. He pulled a stool close to bed and sat on that. He leaned towards her face and stared her while sliding her hair away from his finger. He leaned more close to her and picked her forehead and lip. You went through a lot because of me. I'm sorry, love. He whispered and again picked her lip and touched her bandaged neck. He was having his time with Wine, but it disturbed as someone came inside without knocking. He closed his eyes tightly in frustration and left a deep breath before facing the person. What? Don't you know the rule, Lily? I'm sorry, I just came to check Wine. I'll go. No, Lily, wait. Doctor already stepped out while shutting door. Once I looked at Taehyung, she was just pretending to sleep, just to know what he will do. Why did you talk to her like that? I didn't know. It's Lily. Then you should see first before speaking. It's my fault, but she should also knock before entering in someone's room. Now don't get mad on me. She didn't say anything and he went to a dressing table to do some skincare. She stared at him and he noticed that through mirror. What are you looking at? My husband. He chuckled and came back to bed. Now stare your husband perfectly. He jumped on bed. Yeah, be careful, I'm pregnant. Sorry, I'm not used of it. He laid on bed and tapped on bed. Ile? She bowed and shook her head. I'm feeling weird. Weird like? I don't know, I'm just feeling weird. He blinked. What I'm supposed to do? I don't know. He sighed. Do you want to eat something? She think for a while and then nodded her head. I want to eat cake. Okay, let's go. He got down from bed and left her, making her accept. Hey. He giggled slightly and headed out of bedroom. Things suddenly got normal in her life. Till yesterday she was living in a storm. Suddenly that storm stopped and she was not believing it. What are you thinking? It's not a dream, right? He gulped and bit his lower lip. I can't change past. There was a sadness in his tone and she hugged him. I love you. I love you more. They came downstairs and those maids who saw them gasped in shock. Leave from here. Do you want anything? Taehyung shook his head and signaled her to leave kitchen. She bowed and left. Didn't you told them about your brother? No, I didn't. They will get no. Now don't talk about him. He placed her on counter. I'm going to make your favorite cake. You watch me. He picked her lip and started moving away, but she held him. What happened? You won't change, right? You won't cheat on me. She asked, looking in his eyes, and he hugged her. I promise, I will never change. I will never cheat on you. He kissed her back. She was still not over of whatever she faced in 2 months. She was trying to sound normal, but she was still terrified. She hugged him more tightly. Let me bake cake. I don't want cake. I want to sleep, she mumbled, and he nodded. Okay, let's go to sleep. He left her and headed out.